AniMeg, we did it! You did it, and I did it, and together, we did it. So in this show, I'll be reviewing anime much like we do on SourceFed Nerd, but a little bit more in-depth than we do on SourceFed Nerd. On SourceFed's Anime Club, we only watch the first 2 episodes of a series, but on this show, I'll be watching entire seasons, or sometimes doing half a season, which brings me to this month's show, Sword Art Online. So if you haven't watched Sword Art Online yet, or you're not finished with it, or whatever, this will be filled with spoilers for episodes 1 to 15, but it's not all bad news. You can go to crunchyroll.com/meganerds, all lowercase, to get a free trial membership, and then you can watch Sword Art Online, and then you can come back to this video and discuss it with me. So the reason I decided to split the season in half is because I think the first half, or the first volume I think people are calling it, has a lot to discuss, and I want to kind of treat it as its own thing, and then I want to move on to volume 2 where everybody's telling me I'm gonna lose my marbles and it's not gonna be as great. But let me talk about volume 1 because it was friggin' amazing. So for those of you who need a quick refresher, Sword Art Online tells the story of Kirito, who is a boy who goes into an MMO and can't log out, and the only way to get out of the game is to beat it. There are 100 floors. You can't get out. There's nothing else you can do besides beating the game to live. If you die in real life. It's very scary and shitty, and it's like my greatest WoW fantasy brought to life. One of the things I have to say that I loved right off the bat was Kirito. I know a lot of people bitched about how girls are kind of like always throwing themselves at him, but he was just so sexy. How could you not? I mean, I know he's a kid, it's weird, but it's just like, I don't know, like that kind of WoW player to me, like when I played WoW, I always teamed up with those people who were kind of like the lone wolf. Like it'd just be me and him. I was never in a guild. I love to do stuff on my own and then pair up with somebody to maybe do an instance and then go our separate ways. His character really spoke to me. Like I really liked him. I liked that he was so driven. I felt like it was so Japanese that he felt responsible for everybody in the game. There were so many things in this anime that were so Japanese. The idea that when him and Asuna are having their honeymoon, which we will get to, that they're discussing this idea that they're happy, they're finally happy in this terrible circumstance, but they have a responsibility to all of the other players who can't fight on the front lines to give up their happiness, basically, and get back to the front lines and stop doing it outside the cabin in the mountains. So let's talk about Asuna for a second, because Asuna's character to me was very interesting. I really liked her. I liked that she didn't like Kirito after he abandoned her, because to me it kind of like broke my heart when he brought up the little menu and disbanded their party. I was like, why? She's so good, you could be great together. And then the credits came on and I knew that they were going to be together because that's what the opening credits said. But I liked that she didn't immediately take him back. She was kind of like, yeah, fuck you, you totally abandoned me. And that spoke to me because that's how I would be. And as much as I was happy that Asuna and Kirito ended up together, I have to talk a little bit about, I have to give a second to Liz, because poor Liz, I feel so bad for her. Her name is Liz, Kirito calls it Liz. I love the way he says it, but she gets the shit end of the stick so hard. She falls in love with Kirito. She has no idea that Asuna likes him. She, like, on her own, totally falls for this dude. He saves her. They have a moment, and then she does the nice thing and she backs off when she sees that Asuna likes him. And I don't know, I felt bad for her. I honestly, like, it broke my heart a little bit that she didn't really get a shot at Kirito. Like, that kind of bothered me. Getting back to Asuna, I felt like she was such a badass. I love that she was like, fuck you to Kirito at the beginning. I love that she could fight, she could hold her own, she was very fierce. But then, we gotta talk about the Yui couple of episodes, because what the fuck? She, like, basically crumbles at this childlike thing that's like a ghost. Why are they going in the ghost forest? And why would you go in the ghost forest? Of course you're going in the ghost forest because it's anime and Kirito is a sick fuck and you're going in the ghost forest. Then they find this little girl, and I get that their heart breaks for her, but come on. I'll never be able to smile without you again. You knew this girl for like all of 5 seconds. I just thought it was so weird. I thought it was weird when they told her, like, that's right, I am your mommy, and this is your daddy. And Kirito was like, yep, I'm your daddy. What the hell? No, you're not. It was very weird. I think it was supposed to be emotional, but for me, it was just very weird. I was not on board. I mean, by the end, I was like, aw, but still, like, I was like, aw, weird. The moment I did have a really, like, no reaction was when Pina died. Of course it's the animal. But Pina dies, and then the girl starts crying, and she's like, it's my fault, I shouldn't have walked away from the group. I just felt so bad for her, and I was really glad that Kirito was able to help her revive Pina. And I guess that brings us to the evil redhead, because while the redhead's gotta be evil, why she gotta be a cray-cray bitch? So overall, I thought the story was really great. I felt like I kind of saw it coming that Heathcliff was the creator of the entire world. A little bit when they dueled, I was like, ooh, I wonder if he's the creator, or I thought maybe he might just be like an NPC that was somehow masquerading as a player. I think after the Yui thing, I was kind of like, ooh, I wonder if Heathcliff has figured out how to like hack into the system and do the little weird marble slab room keyboard thing that Kirito did. By the way, can we go back to that for a second? I know we already talked about Yui, but I love that he was like, Yui's gone, and this guy masterminded a whole MMO where people are locked in and nobody's been able to break his code. No big deal, I'm just gonna type on this marble slab and I'm gonna save Yui. Weird, and I felt like they took liberties. I felt like that was the episode where a guy was writing it and he was trying to impress his girlfriend, and so he wrote these 2 episodes, and I was not impressed, sir. I did like the ending of the first volume, or first section, or whatever we're calling it. I did like that Asuna sacrifices herself for Kirito. I thought that was gonna happen, and I felt like, I don't know, I liked that Kirito was willing to sacrifice himself for Asuna as well. I think that happens a lot in anime. We see a lot of that. I think a lot of actually of this anime, people were comparing it a lot to Dot Hack. But for me, and I'm sure I've said this 400 times on Anime Club, this reminded me a lot of Sailor Moon, and I'll tell you why. Because Usagi is constantly sacrificing herself for everybody, Mamo-chan is always sacrificing himself for Usagi, and Yui reminded me a lot of Chibiusa, although she was a lot less annoying than Chibiusa, and in Sailor Moon, Usagi doesn't really like Chibiusa at first, but still, I feel like the connection was there. Like, just child out of nowhere, and then we just accept it. Okay. At least in Sailor Moon, Chibiusa was eventually going to be Usagi's daughter, and in this anime, she was just a psychology mechanism. I don't know, it was weird. So full disclosure, I do have to say that I watched a couple episodes of the second half of season 1, and I already have 2 gripes. Gripe number 1, what the fuck is this shit with a dude who's like gonna marry a sleeping lady? What dad is like, oh yeah, my daughter's in a coma, you can fucking marry her? What the fuck is that? It doesn't make any sense to me. I don't know where it's going, but I'm not okay with it. Thing 2, why did you change the theme song? The theme song was the best fucking part of this anime. Every single time it came on, I'm I'm giving everything I have. I sang it every time. I wanna always be with you. Don't give me everything I have. Why? Why is that gone? It made me sad. I really like the theme song. I'm really sad it's gone. It bothered me that much. Before I wrap this up, final thoughts for the first half of season 1, I do have to say that I'm not really thrilled with the fact that the creator clearly lied about people dying in real life when they died in the game, because Asuna was supposed to die like way before the game was cleared, and even though she's still in a coma, she's still alive. Kirito was supposed to die, and then what's the whole like, I willed myself to come back? Sailor Moon did it again. Just saying. Just saying. It's also in Sailor Moon. There's a lot of shit that's in every anime is the point I'm trying to make, and you know, it's okay. That happens. But anyway, Kirito is supposed to die. He's clearly alive and well. Why did he wake up and Asuna didn't wake up? What the hell is that? Also, they killed Heathcliff. The creator of the game was supposed to die, but then Kirito mentions that he's still missing and people are looking for him. Is he dead in a basement somewhere, nobody's discovered him, or is he alive and on the run? And if he's alive, how many other people did he spare? Is it just Kirito and Asuna, because there are stars? I do not know. Also, if Klein doesn't come back, I'm gonna have to roll heads. I don't think that's the way the saying goes, but I'm gonna go with it. Because Klein was great. I wish Klein was in the series more. Klein just kind of pops up here and there. I felt like with the first episode, Klein was going to be very important. He was going to pop up much more often and be this emotional connection for Kirito, but it never really happened. We only saw Klein here and there, and he was very thankful that Kirito was still alive. He was very interested in Kirito's well-being, but he just kind of seemed like a minor character, and I was sad that he wasn't developed more. Also, I was really sad that the part where he tells Kirito that he was his type wasn't ever mentioned again. Like, was it romantic? Was he breaking the tension and breaking the mood like I thought he was? Or was it like kind of a come on like Ross thought it was? It's never mentioned again in the first half of season 1. We'll see if it's mentioned in the second half of season 2. Final thoughts, the first half of season 1 of Sword Art Online has a couple of little here and there what the hell is going on, but overall is damn near flawless. It is fantastic. I absolutely loved it. I am a little bit terrified to continue watching because everybody says it gets so much worse. But I don't know, I really like it. I really like the characters. I don't like that I see in the opening credits of the second half of season 1 that Kirito's holding hands with some blonde bitch and Asuna's in the background. What the fuck is that? I'm thoroughly invested in them being together. They better end up together is all I'm saying, and hope that happens. So this was for the first half of season 1. If you guys want to do the second half of season 1, we can do that as well. Just let me know in the comments down below. Help me refine the entire show, please, in the comments down below, what you want to see, what you want to discuss. I would love to hear your thoughts. I've been dying to be able to review more huge chunks of anime, and this is a fantastic opportunity to do so. So I appreciate you guys watching. I hope that you will continue to watch. I will be doing these videos the first Monday of every month, so I will see you guys again in March, which is my birthday month, what? And we'll be doing Attack on Titan. I'm very excited. Don't forget, if you don't have Crunchyroll premium membership yet, you don't have to watch commercials and to do any of that. You can go to crunchyroll.com/meganerds, all lowercase, to get a free trial premium membership. It really helps me out, helps this show out, and I really appreciate it. You guys are awesome. I am so excited to keep talking about anime and to keep watching anime and to have an excuse to make it a bigger part of my life. So thank you guys so much. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you next time. Heart you!